What's up, you guys? It's Zamara, and today I bring you the conclusion of that one ideal man topic. Cause yeah, I'm pretty much done with it, and I just want to be done with it here on the channel. So, um, another thing that makes a guy ideal for me is the type of guy who just knows your wants and your needs, and it just doesn't matter what department it is, let it be emotional, physical, or anything. So like, for instance, he is not afraid of pleasing me and like holding back, like he never does that, and this can be both in the physical aspect, in the contributing aspect, like you know there are days in which I'm not going to be down for some plans, and then he's gonna be chill about it and be like, okay, I know that we don't get to say, depending on the situation, but most of the time, anytime I date, we're busy people. So like, he's not going to be like, okay, I'm gonna be an asshole, and I recognize that we don't spend a lot of time together, but today I woke up being in the mood for this, and there's no way that I can adjust to include you in the plan if you're not down for my plan. So yeah, it's something that for the most part I'm never like that. I can always turn something that I don't care about interesting and appealing for me, and also I take every opportunity I can get to be with that special someone. But at the same time, it's like, when do you get your time and stuff goes your way? So I don't know. I know I'm being very vague, but it's just, I don't want to provide real examples, because every time I do, it frustrates me and gets me angry, because it just sucks when you give your all but you don't seem to be able to get it back. But anyway, another thing that makes my guy ideal is he is touchy and never ever physically abusive. Of course, no person wants that, but it's worth mentioning. I'm a person who, I just like to hug. I like to cuddle like crazy, and nothing makes me angrier than being pushed away. So if you're a guy who doesn't like to be touched, you need to make that known at the beginning of the relationship and be clear about it. And don't act like you're interested some days, but other days you're not, because you confuse your girl. You confuse anybody. So, that's just not a nice thing to do. Another thing that makes my guy ideal is he is never emotionally abusive. And I'm not going to dwell on this too much, because this may be something that I'll dedicate a whole video to in the future. But examples of this would be that you are someone who's saying to someone that you love them, and you still have the guts of belittling them and insulting them, and like, you never say to the person that you love that they are weak, for example. That's the most recent experience that I can think of. And I committed the mistake myself in my last relationship, where I thought that by me being mean to a guy, I would give him strength. But that's wrong. That's when you need to be supportive, and the way to be supportive is show them the right way, with the best way that you can, given the resources that you have. And I acknowledge I messed up. I used to be the type of girl who would be like, ugh, I feel like I'm dating a child, because some stuff you just don't get, or you just don't do, and I feel like I have to be behind you like your mom was supposed to. But just be nice to people, give them guidance if they didn't get it. I know I need it from time to time. But yeah, I have learned a lot from being in emotionally Abusive relationships, I don't know how I have been tolerating them, but I guess some stuff needed to happen in order for me to learn about the stuff that I was doing wrong and about the type of thing that I should never tolerate. That is a video topic that I have pending, as a matter of fact. What I have learned from being in an emotionally abusive relationship. So look forward to that. I'm not sure when I'll get to it because I haven't really sat down to think about it, but it's very important that I get the word out there. Another thing is this ideal guy just cares about making things right with me. Like, you will never walk out on someone and let them cry themselves at night to sleep wondering why they aren't good enough, why they are irritating you, why you are insulting them. And you know, that should scream end the relationship, right? But I mean, for me, I'm a person who I like to repair things. So I just don't walk out on something or someone unless there's just absolutely nothing that can be done. If there weren't any record that a guy has been nice to me and kept it up for a while, then for sure I wouldn't have any problems letting go of the relationship. But when this happens randomly and you just don't know why, I make things right, and I refuse to just leave someone like that. It doesn't matter how late it is. I believe in something. I stay up however long it takes, even if I'm dying of exhaustion. You know, that screams scare more than anything else. And for me, in the past, people have walked out on me, like guys have walked out on me and left me, you know, feeling really anxious and very bad and terrible. And that to me made me feel like, okay, you just don't give a damn about me or how I feel. So, you know, that's very horrible. At least for me, that kills my image of you as a man. So there's nothing really more precious than you're like, all right, you know, stuff is not really working right now, but I'm not going to escalate the situation by having a bad attitude. What's happening? How can we make this better now? You know, you don't go home or go to sleep angry or irritated. In fact, you should never ever get irritated by anything that your partner does or say. Like, because honestly, in my case, whenever I'm saying something or asking something, I'm filling you in, or I'm asking something to further my knowledge. If you get defensive, there is something wrong with you, and you need to like pick a better attitude, because in the long run, it's not really about making just a relationship work with your partner, but it also reflects on you as a person in other areas. Say, imagine if you went to a business and the employees are never kind or nice, or they pick the most, you know, unpleasant tone and stuff. You are not likely to go back, are you? So it's really hard to feel comfortable around someone who just isn't kind to you, especially when you have earned it. You know what I'm saying? So yeah. And another thing my ideal guy does is he actively encourages me to just do my best and be my best and not abandon me and have me figure stuff out on my own. Some stuff he will know about better than me, some stuff I will know about better than him. So it's all about supplying each other with given the skills and experiences that you have obtained in your lives when you were separate. You know, just balance each other out. Relationships are so beautiful, and I don't know why people find themselves intimidated by them, and let alone not interested. If you're not interested, I sincerely think you just don't have the patience, and you gotta also be selfless. And too many people allow for their pride to get in their way. My first 2 relationships failed as a result of this. on my part as well, because there were times in which I didn't want to allow for my arm to be twisted and accept that I was messing up, you know. But then again, I was way too young and I didn't think of myself like that at the time. Another thing is, this guy makes me feel wanted and desired, not neglected and expendable and unimportant. Neglected, you know, it's easy. Your texts go ignored. They just don't make plans with you. And they really don't explain why sometimes. Not like you have to explain everything, but you know, some things just don't feel nice. And also, you know, a lot of the times I have been in relationships where the guy is always like, you know what, I'm gonna break up with you because this just ain't working. You know, that expendable aspect of it. It's like, make your decision. Either you want me or you don't. So, you know, an ideal guy will never make you feel like he always has a foot out the door and, you know, is ready to leave. Who deserves to live in uncertainty? You know, that's just terrible. And then unimportant, you know, we all know it. It's like when someone just comes to see you at the end of the day and only for a few minutes. How do you think that makes you feel? You know, why can you not set aside a full day or something with someone? You don't have to be spending money or go far or anything, but people just need to learn how to value the times when you're together. And I have yet to have that experience, because I don't know why, but everybody likes to allow for their adult things to get in their way. Like, just manage your time. It's possible. And even if I worked much more, I mean, I got my stuff straight, you know. It's kind of hard to put into words. That's why it was so important for me to just make this little video, or 3 parts of a video, and just talk about it, because I never really talk about this with anyone. But it's just the little things go a long way for me. At any rate, another thing is that the guy would share everything with me. And what I mean by everything is, I shouldn't have to drag stuff out of you. Like, if I ask you something about, hey, what were your past relationships like, or what were your interests as a kid like, or anything, I just want to know more about you. I'm not going to hold anything that you did in your past about you, but I do need to get to know you to understand how you got to where you are. You should never have to get defensive over that. And, you know, it's natural to be curious about your partner, because you're more than just friends. You're more than just best friends. I can be friends with anybody, but when you're stepping into more personal stuff, you know, it's obvious that your place in someone's life is just different, and you gotta accept that. And if you're not cool with it, let the person know, but with plenty of time being within the first 2 dates or something, not like months later. Because, you know, I don't know, I never had that problem. I'm always clear and open with my intentions. I always tell the guy if I like them or not. So, you know, I've saved myself from a lot of headaches, but some people have not saved me from headaches. I don't know, it might be a guy thing, because I research about some of this sometimes, and I keep seeing that guys are just not very wordy people. And I'm like, I don't know. I can see that, but communication is a skill. Everybody should have this. So, especially with something as serious and, you know, like the personal life. Also, while on that note, the guy speaks with certainty. Like, you solve problems, doesn't escape them or quit on me. You know, I'm pretty much gone over this. But anyway, also he gives me strength, and I give him like the peace and comfort. And what I mean by strength is there's a lot of things that I just, I may be mentally weak at, or even physically weak at. I mentioned this in another video. But, and I shouldn't have to feel weird when someone says that, like, oh, someone's your man and this and that. And the times it makes me feel weird is we don't have that bond or that chemistry to where I can be like, oh yeah, I can brag about you, So at any rate. And finally, the last thing I'm seeing is this person cannot see life without me, just like I can't see life without him. It's really that simple. When you know you have met the right person, this is how you feel. And it's not because it's not infatuation. It's just that the two of you have such a great chemistry and such a great time together, and you have worked on it enough to where they just feel like a piece of you. I have come close to having that feeling, but I honestly haven't allowed for that to happen further as a means to protect myself, because when I see that stuff isn't going in the right direction any longer, I feel like I don't want to fall more, because then I'm gonna crash and it's gonna be hard, and I'm very weak recovering from disappointments like this. Alright, you guys, that is all that I have on this topic, part 3 of my ideal guy talk. This really didn't come out the way I wanted for it to be, which was I would just highlight the nice things and just keep it that way, but I pretty much just ranted and rambled about the stuff that guys might do that's wrong, that keeps them from being my ideal guy. But at any rate, I mean, it's still relevant, and yeah, it just helps me discover myself a little more too. So, everybody out there, what are your experiences like? What frustrates you the most? What's your ideal girl like, or guy like, or boy like, or woman or man like? Let me know, please, because I absolutely love this topic. I wish I could discuss it more, but I'm glad I have the channel to do that. Alright, you guys, as always, thank you so much for tuning in, and I hope to see you guys soon.